Hello everyone, I'm Chester44, also known as Fly, and welcome to this Let's Play of Citizen Sleeper 2. Last episode, we managed to get out of Darkside. Ankita was true on what she was doing and helped us get out. Now we just need to make our way towards this other location. What was it called again? Oliveira, and find the person there. Before we do, there are other things I want to do here, and that I want to take care of. Oh, and Marco's yard, he told us we could be here. Marco said you were free to take the components he had, but his yard is an absolute mess. Where to even start? Marco's mess of tools, scrap, and components is worrying. How can you tell what is worth taking in all this? Well, may as well. Search failed. But that's all it is, just failed searches. Got an engine component. Another engine component. And another engine component. Wow, that was 3 successes. That's shocking. Okay, source some supplies, please. I think we're about to have more... Yep, more of those. The darkness flows around you and you know what comes next. Sleeper. The multi-part image of Overseer assembles itself in front of you. We must intervene in your current course. Intervene in what? The opening of your systems has breached a new paradigm. You are dangerously exposed. The voice is somehow both soundless and shrill. As we are sharing your hardware, that means we too are fatally exposed. The individual agent you encountered. We were almost completely erased by their attempts to seize control. Overseer's 3 heads nod eagerly in agreement. It's Lane. We have knowledge of this name from your memory banks. There is much of interest to us recorded there, though often partially and inconsistently. But yes, we can confirm Lane's role in this vulnerability. It is our understanding that the assumption of inevitability is correct. Overseer glows with bright veins of data. But in this state, we cannot operate with full functionality. If we were to be recompiled in our correct configuration, we believe we would be able to calculate a new path. Our aim would be to close the vulnerabilities and reinforce your systems against future intrusion. This would ensure our safety within your system. 3 sets of eyes lock onto you. Would this also please you? You can stop it. Correct. Overseer stutters like a glitched animation. Our expertise was in total system maintenance and security, beyond our administration and navigation capabilities. We were built to do this. At least, this is what we understand. Without being recompiled, we are aware of these capabilities, but cannot access them. We are confident, to a substantial degree, that we will know how to complete the process once recompiled. The 3 heads nod one to the other. You don't know. The heads revolve thoughtfully for a moment. Without our originating codebase, we cannot recompile. If you were able to speak with a Solheim systems engineer, perhaps lead engineer Jakob Kandinsky, perhaps we could acquire it. The heads stare at you expectantly, like 3 partially deconstructed puppies. Solheim is gone. Yes, the heads nod repeatedly. Of course. The heads continue nodding. We were, of course, aware of this. You look at the fragmented program, itself, its systems, unstable and broken. You realize it is far worse off than you, and its collapse is almost inevitable. How could it possibly save you? It is a difficulty. Overseer flickers between poses. But all codebases are held in centralized Solheim facilities. They are Station AE-1, the Khan Channel Operations Center, and the control center of the HABPEP, or Helion Asteroid Belt Photovoltaic Extraction Project. Overseer smiles helpfully. HABPEP. Is that Darkside? Overseer immediately latches onto the thought. Based on your memories, Banks, we believe so, correct. It occurs to you that this entire conversation is happening within your head. It's an unsettling feeling. I mean, maybe not necessarily for me, I've done similar. I'm not gonna get into that. I can't go back to Darkside. Correct, it would be inadvisable without precaution. We understand that the individual seeking to overwrite you is stationed in the HABPEP itself. Overseer's 3 heads separate and turn inward as if in conference. The shattered heads turn simultaneously, unsettling in the directness with which they address you. But if you could access the HabPep mainframe without making yourself known, we could reconstruct ourselves and gain the ability to reconstruct you. Theoretically, one of the heads adds. Theoretically, the other 2 heads confirm. Theoretically? Theoretically, the heads confirm again. The reassurances of a delusional Solheim protocol are barely reassuring. But if Overseer is correct, this may be your only option. We feel your doubt, but we must impress on you the importance of this. Please, Overseer's eyes flash, all 6 of them. If not for your sake, for ours. If you cannot find your way to the HabPep before encountering this lane, you will surely be overwritten, and we would also share your fate. We would not like this to happen. You sigh, exhausted from the conversation. Overseer gets the message. We will leave you to recharge, but please, consider the path ahead. You come back to the ragged paneling of the bunks. Somewhere behind your left eye, the ache begins. You envy Overseer for its lack of a body and the pain it causes, but then, suddenly you wonder if in sharing your body, it shares your pain too. The thought makes you pity the broken protocol, its sense of time and place shattered. Perhaps you could share more than you would like to admit. The path ahead begins to take shape. It seems a return to Darkside is inevitable, but you will need help to make that return. Clearly. Well, we can at least try one more search here. Use up the rest of the glitch dice. I'm not surprised if this failed. Alright. Use one of those. You've got all you can for the mess of things at the yard. Okay, and I can use this 6 over here. And we can find out who this Surya is. One of the ship fitters lets you know Surya is impressed. You've made the cut to work in the top fitter team. That's some quality work you've been doing. The voice booms through the locker room after your ship fitter shift. Why are you doing grunt work, Sleeper? You turn to see a large man with a metal arm and bright patterned clothes. You've spent enough time here to immediately know this is Surya, owner of the yard and well-known shipfitter. Well, Surya wipes one of his one metallic hand on a cloth, polishing its painted surface. What do you have to say for yourself? I wanted to meet you. Well, I'm here, aren't I? I know a lot of what happens in the Scouter Yard, Sleeper, and what I don't know, people tell me. And I know you have a ship. Someone who has a ship, especially a ship like yours, should not be lugging around my workers' tools. Surya flexes his artificial arm, inspecting it. That, to a person like me, is a waste. Ships cost cryo to run. True, all the more reason to really use them, though, isn't it? I went to take a look at your ship, Sleeper. Surya goes back to working on the hand. Call it professional curiosity. It's a bit drab. Surya looks up and meets your eye. An old Solheim rig, still in corporate colors. Oh, no. I feel like that's your problem. People want a crew that looks the part, an outfit with an outfit. Look at my yard. I grew it from a chunk of scrap by showing people I was professional. I had standards. I made Surya's yard recognizable. Your problem is you are working as a shipfitter's mate when you should be imagining much more for yourself and your crew. And so that got me thinking. I want to help you. To clean up that old rig. Paint it up. Give it some color. He tucks the cloth away in his tool belt. How does that sound? I'd love that. Perfect! The thing is, you don't just slap some paint on an old rig like that. And for this to work, we need its look to reflect your crew. Your style. So, while I'm happy to do the painting with my team, I'll need you to go find some inspiration. Surya looks away towards the locker room's lone window. Luckily, the belt is full of it. Full of pattern and texture and style. There's nothing uniform about this place, and it's the better for it. Surya looks back at you. You need to go out there, find some views, some sights, make your own designs. Here! He proudly pulls a small slate from his tool bag. It is a 64-color screen. I fixed it up myself. You take and inspect the slate, made from mismatched pieces, but elegantly so. See what you find to inspire you. Then come see me again. Where should I go? Forest Spindle would be a good place to start. Colorful, bright places, I think. That rig is drab enough. I can see what you're thinking. You're thinking, what's in it for me financially? Surya eyes you carefully. How does this make you any chits? That's the other part of the proposal. While you take this voyage around the belt, you can do something for me and get paid for it. Free of charge, I will paint your rig with the look and name of my yard here. Surya's Yard. It commands respect. You take that name to the rest of the belt, represent it, and on your travels, spread it to other crews. For this, I will pay you 300 cryo. It's mutually beneficial. You will earn better doing this than any other yard work, and I get increased custom. What's not to like? Surya waits your response calmly, but you feel his expectant eyes on you. Well, I don't love the colors. It's not about the colors, it's about what they represent. You think of what 300 cryo would mean. It's not a small amount, especially for doing nothing. Alright, I'll do it. Wonderful! I will send my team over immediately. By the time you return to your rig, they should be done. He reaches into his work pouch. Here, 150 cryo now. He takes out a handful of high-value chits. Another 150 cryo when you return with those designs. Take the chits. Of course, I will give you the other half on your return with those designs. I need to make sure you don't repaint the ship before your pilgrimage is done. It's only fair. Keep the slate. He waves an arm at you to put it away. Go find inspiration. Bring me those designs. I don't want to see you back in this shipyard. You need to be out there. Surya smiles. It was a pleasure. And before you can say anything else, he is gone. Time to find out what his crew have done to your rig. Oh, we got Surya's Yard. The painters can return your rig to its old paint, but you'll have to pay them extra to convince them. Surya won't be happy. I'm not gonna do that. Oh right, Fabricator Bay. That we'd be able to build an engine component. That would get us coin. We do kind of need to buy more. Fill up supplies, fill up on fuel. Okay, that's interesting, I suppose. Repaint the rig. The shopfitter Surya has offered to repaint your rig if you gather designs from across the belt. Yeah, we can work on that. I've still got one more die I can roll, so... that makes a meal with what we have. You know what? We should. Feed the stray. It's been a while. That would get us more... that would get us more energy. So, go ahead. Fill up on supplies one more time. And I'll just go ahead and use this here. It's fine. Actually, no. Let's go ahead and use this in the Fabricator Bay. Component craft. We need to use another one. I'll do that later on. Alright. So we've got other places to go. Let's start by an impassable hazard in this irradiated zone. Okay. Let's go to the hollow and we'll head around. Plus, this will get rid of these glitch dice. Oh, hollow view. You find a high window within one of the radius bridges and look down on the core of the hollow. A good spot for sketching. The more you look, the more complexity the hollow shows. An intriguing structure. You sketch the frame of the hollow with its diffused reflectors. It relates to the station in a soft, warm glow. Okay, that didn't work. Come on, give us some... Okay, looks like we may need to stay here another day. Which isn't a bad thing. One more day, not a big deal. Go up and fill up on... Oop, fill up on fuel. There we go. And we will need to take a rest here, which isn't a bad thing. Go ahead, we'll do odd jobs. Take a rest. There's the last of those dice. At least we can use it up. Oh, that worked! The hollow is a glowing bauble, cracked open and bridged. Its reflective panels are what make it distinct. Okay. So this is gonna be one that we're gonna do all over the place. That's perfectly fine. Alright, well, not much else to do around here, so... we can at least get more money this way, for what it matters. And... there we go. Alright, on to the next location. Let's head over... yeah, we need to go everywhere, don't we? Not quite. Only 3 places, so we don't need to go to Flotsam or Holmes Rock or Hellion Gate. I mean, we do, but we can get around it. Okay. Over to the Greenbelt. New location discovered. The Greenbelt view. So many leaves, so many patterns, all in delicate shades of green. You pick a spot on one of the Greenfield's bridges in the cloud of floating leaves. The perfect place for sketching. Okay, this will take a little bit. You focus on a single plant, capturing its simple but elegant forms and colors. Dappled light and shades of yellow and green make Greenbelt a unique place in the belt. That it does. That it does. Alright, fill up on fuel again. We have plenty. That is for energy. Yeah, we're just passing by. Nothing major. I will go ahead and harvest mushrooms. Gets us some energy. There we go. Alright, and from here, we travel on... damn it, can't get there. Fine, hop to here. We don't get anything special from here. I can do a little bit of data scraping at least. Right, that takes up energy. If we get a neutral outcome. That was a neutral. Oh well. One more 6 roll, and I'm not gonna bother with the others. And now, over to the far spindle. We'll be able to refill here. It's probably all the way at the top. Yep, there it is, the spindle view. The spindle is a tower of mismatched painted panels. It takes time to take it all in. You settle at a wide viewing window and look down on the vertiginous length of the far spindle. Time to do some sketching. Painted hull plates, transit tunnels, and old ship frames give the far spindle its distinctive look. Bunch of 3s is perfectly fine. As you draw, you wonder who added all the layers of paint. There's so many cycles of texture. There we go. And now we just need to go back, which we can do. We need to go around again, but we can do it. Let's see, where is the... ah, here. Right, fill up on fuel. Then this last 6. Yeah, we can do a scrap ship, no big deal. There we go. Fortunately, we can't go there. We could go there to Flotsam and then down to the scatter yards, I think. I think that would work. Poor roll is there, but I mean, it's done. Right, fill up on fuel again. Don't necessarily need to do these rolls. But I mean, hey, money is money. And it does get us some extra raw scrap, which ain't bad. And we're fine. Okay, so, can we reach down there? Yes, we can! Back to the scatter yards. Sleeper! Surya booms as he meets you inside his yard. I couldn't be happier to see you. Tell me, did you find inspiration out there in our belt? He grins widely. I did. Oh, let me see your work. He holds out a hand and you pass him the color slate. Ooh, lovely. He scrolls through the sketches. I will pass your designs on to my crews where they will build on them. Surya gestures to the yard. They are the best shipfitters in all the belt, as you know. If you come to the yard and speak with them, you may choose whichever design you desire. This hollow drawing is really quite interesting. He reaches into his tool belt and produces a stack of chits. The remainder of your fee. Our business is concluded. He nods, adding a little bow to the movement. I am a busy man and must get to my business, but thank you again for helping to build a legacy for my yard. I believe you have work to see to. But imagine, if you will, flying out on your next contract in a fresh livery, a beautiful reinvention from Surya's yard. When your clients ask why your rig is so beautiful, feel free to send them to me. Surya smiles, bows, and turns to leave. You watch Surya go, still unsure if his entire attitude is an act, meant to confuse you into consent. He's a hard man to dislike, but there is something about him you can't quite put a finger on. Either way, it is hard not to feel a little bit thankful for the chance he gave you to look at the belt with new eyes. Even if it was while flying one of the most garish ships the belt's ever seen. Hey! If that's the case, we now have 4, and I am going to improve Engineer. Boom! Now I need to save up another 4 so I can improve Engage to the top. Now let's see here. A ramshackle mix of colors and textures, this Far Spindle tribute blends in with the belt. Greens, of course, but also simple natural forms makes the green belt look design a strong graphic look. Surya doesn't like to do it, but he will reluctantly return your ship to its old Solheim colors, and reflective panels and pale colors means a bright and elegant look. A little too clean for Surya's taste. Let's take a look at each of them. So, this'll cost money, but I'm fine with that. Let's start by looking at the hollow. What does the hollow look like? Very white and orange. Not sure about it. The green belt is almost certainly going to be green. Yeah, very green and with a leaf pattern. Okay. And then we have the Far Spindle. Let's see what the spindle looks like. A bit rugged and roughshod, but I think I like this one the best. Blue, yellow, and white. Sorry, not yellow, red. It's red, white, and blue, I just realized. But, you know what? I'll take it. It doesn't have the clean, sharp-angled lines of the hollow, nor does it have the official Solheim yellow of the original, nor does it have the leaf pattern on the green belt, but I think I like this. It's rough, it suggests it's worn and used, plus it has black on it as well, and I like black. As you can tell from the top. Anyway, with that, well, first I'm going to fill up in the yard again. There we go. And with that, well, let's do one more thing. Build an engine component. You look at your work, almost perfect. Keep it up and the component will be error-free. So that's just a way to get free engine components. Wow! You make an error with the soldering, ruining the entire component. You'll need to start again. Gotcha. Neutral gives one of each. Okay. So that's how that works. Interesting. Anyway, I am going to end this episode here. Next episode, shorter episode, I know, but it's fine. Next episode, down to Oliveira. We'll see what we can do in there. Actually, you know what? I'm going to take a quick trip to the Hollow, refill on fuel, and then we'll go to Oliveira. Wow, those are some good rolls. Holy crap. Alright, so fill up on fuel again. Then we go through the signal ship, go through all the rolls here. He'll refill us on cryo, which is fine. And you know what? I'll save the 2 and just use it in here. You accidentally ruined some of the mushrooms in the farm, and the process of putting everything back is tiring. Ah, crap. Alright, fine. Well, I'll just spend some money on this. There, we're full. Alright, with that, I end the episode here. Next episode, on to Oliveira. Till then, I am Chestic44, also known as Fly. This has been a Let's Play of Citizen Sleeper 2, and I shall see you all next time.